Thanks for checking in with us, ladies.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, it feels like it's been a couple of weeks. It feels like it's been a month. I don't know what it is about this
much.
pod and the cadence that we have with this podcast, this YMP podcast, but it feels like 2 or 3 weeks off. Just feels like an eternity.
It really does, man, especially when we were going at the clip that we were going. But I'm also not mad at the little break. Beauty of doing this, the way that we're doing it is, especially early on, that we don't really have to really answer to anybody to aside from ourselves, right?
We have to always remind ourselves, at least once a week, on that beautiful aspect of why making this podcast is so fun.
So why were we away? Actually, the first one was because you went to Newfoundland.
Yeah,
which was I think we did a little bit of a recap when you came back from that,
and
then I just pulled in last night from Medeillin, Colombia. My bro, that city, something else, man. Unbelievable. Like, first off, shout out Jose and Michaela. So happy for you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for having me as a part of your wedding.
Congratulations.
Really felt the presence of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ at
Jesus
your wedding.
Christ.
Jesus Christ. No, but for real, man, one of the most beautiful cities, like, because like, I ain't got to tell you before our viewers, like, I used to travel a lot more for work. I would visit all sorts of different cities and never really visited South America, right? And so this year is actually the first time that I really went down to Latin America, starting off with Mexico, even though Mexico is part of North America. Like, Colombia is officially my first visit to South America. And golly, what a bar that shit set. Because first impression that came to mind was just how, like, mountainous and, like, hilly the place is. You know what I mean? So it's funny because leading up to it, I was talking to one of our friends, Juan, who's like a avid runner. Guys are just a beast in general. And I was telling him, like, yo, bring your running shoes. We're gonna go for a run and whatever, right? He's just like, bro, you're not running nowhere here. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, it's so hilly, like, you're not gonna be able to, like, it's gonna be too much.
Yeah.
He's like, nah, that sounds some pussy shit, bro. Like, I'm gonna go run, right? So I'm gonna bring my running shoes. Once I got there, I'm like, yeah, no, this is ridiculous.
It's bad,
dude. It's great. Like, there's really no one. I kind of kept a lookout. I don't really see anybody that was obese or anything like that, and that's because, like, just how hilly that place is. And I think that's also a reason why, like, some of the best bikers, like, you know, like Tour de France,
right,
kind of bikers come from Colombia, because they first off, it's really, I think it's like 1,600 or 1,700 like
elevation
from meters up. Like, from an elevation standpoint,
just already when you're
yeah, just when you land, yeah, exactly. But then also, it's so crazy, like, hilly. Like, dude, there was one point in time where we were getting dropped off at a mall, in an Uber, and this was actually second to the last day, like the day after the wedding, and we had to get out of the fucking Uber because the car couldn't make it up because it was a full car. Yeah. So we had to get out of the car.
Was it an automatic or manual?
It was everybody drives manual there, and everybody's clutch is fried, bro.
Yeah,
everyone's grinding gears, just fried. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like, I obviously didn't end up getting any runs in, right? So I owe a lot of fucking miles right now, but man, like, so that was the first kind of thing that really popped out at you. But we landed. We actually had to wait for, like, another party from the airport, so we got taken to this, like, breakfast spot, or like this food spot. Amazing food straight off the bat.
How was the food in general?
So food in general, amazing. Like, it's very actually similar. So that's another thing that really stood out, is how the similarities between our cultures, between Filipino culture and Colombian culture, right? Just good God-fearing people in general, but even the food, like chicharron is a thing there, right? And so that's
we stole that from him.
Yeah, well, I mean, bro, it's the conquistadors, bro. Like, all the Spanish, the Hispanic, the Spanish colonizers, right? But one thing, like, the food is amazing, but one thing that really stood out is just, like, they don't really like to salt their food, man. Like,
Really?
I felt like there was a lot of times where I had to like you know, make it spicier. Like, the spicy food is just not a thing in Colombia. So
Really?
yeah, that's what I thought too, right? I figured, like,
I thought it'd be very similar to, like, Mexican.
that's what I figured, but it's not. So, like, a lot of the food, I had to kind of, like, add my own extra salt. Add, like, for example, they don't salt their fries. right? Like so when you get
That is
when you get your fries,
that is
it's not salted.
outrageous.
Exactly. But I mean, it's still amazing food. But that was one thing that stood out. But the main thing that I really liked about the city is just how integrated the jungle is with the city. So where like if you create a new subdivision like here, it's just clear cut, just remove like literally buzz cut everything out of the street, right? Trees, shrubbery, like whatever, like right. And then now you're gonna put in that boring like subdivision, like suburb kind of like basically like where we grew up in Mississauga, right? Whereas there, it's like fully integrated with the jungle. It's literally like there are moments where you're just like, how would like it's like someone went on a landscaping like bonanza and just like made it so like everything was like canopied. Like the main like especially downtown or at least where we were in it's called El Poblado, which is a kind of a nicer part of the city. It's just like literally you go down the street and it's just jungle surrounding you, bro.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really cool that they basically just didn't clear cut and just kind of integrated like the
Yeah.
architecture with or the city and the planning with the jungle. They try their best to kind of keep as much of it as possible. And
Was that mainly was that everywhere? Like regardless of
generally, like especially well in the areas that we stayed in, yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
So even in the higher end.
Yeah,
the city.
exactly. Higher end of the city was definitely like that. I mean,
Yeah.
there were definitely parts where we went to, like in Comuna 13, for example,
Yeah.
which is like kind of like the favelas over there. Although apparently there's obviously worse favelas, but back it's it was really interesting in that like Comuna 13. So a little bit of background on that. Basically, that's where like a lot of the gangs during like Pablo's time were kind of like from, right? So there's a lot of murder, a lot of crime, a lot of drugs.
Did you go to the house that
Yeah, so that's actually before we went to Comuna 13. Our tour guide, because we went on like a tour bus, right, to get there because it was a big group, and the tour guide's like, oh, I have a little gift for you guys. So I'm like, we were just making jokes. Imagine this guy just pulls out like just like a Ziploc bag full of like Coke. He's like, here's your gift now. But it was even
that would have been crazy.
that would have been hilarious, right?
I think I might have if I had known in hindsight what the two options were, I would think I might go with the former.
Yeah, but so he actually brought us to the house that Pablo was killed in.
Yeah.
Or at least like the house that he was staying at before he went to the rooftop and then got killed in.
Right.
So that was cool. But then we went to Comuna 13. We basically like what was really cool about Comuna 13 is just like how art and like culture changed that whole community around, because it went from drugs and like violence and whatnot to now like this really touristy area where you could see like all like it's basically it was a graffiti tour. You could see like all the art and whatnot. You could see people dancing. You could see people like performing. Like there's one part where like there were these rappers that were like just give us words like where are you from, da da da. They had like this like whiteboard where they wrote all the words where people were from and whatnot. Basically just freestyle for like a good 10 minutes. And just like it was like I obviously couldn't understand a lot of it, but for all the Spanish speakers, like they were dying. So it was just like from laughing because they were doing like a sick job. They were killing it, right? But yeah, man, like definitely one of those things where I'm just like immediately within the first couple of days, I'm like, oh my, this is a movie, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Every day was a vibe, man. Like vibes were just immaculate. Really good group. Stupendous, absolutely. And
sensational.
Can't like definitely one of those things where I'm just like, okay, I gotta come back.
Yeah.
Like either Cartagena or Cali, like probably Cartagena next, where Jaime's from, because that's where like it's by the coast, so it's like where Medeillin is more like mountainous, like inland more. Like Cartagena is more on the coast, so it's like the beach kind of vibes or whatever. So like the boys and I were talking about like maybe like later on in the fall, take a week and just like hang out there.
Did Colombia have a game while you guys were there? I know there was a Copa America going on. Copa America is always
wish, bro.
Imagine that,
bro. Like Jaime and the others. So first off, shout out to Jaime and like the actual Colombians that were there, like being our translators, bro. Because I thought like I had a little bit of Spanish and I was like holding my own for a lot of it, but because of like my complexion, everyone just assumed that I'm Colombian or I could speak Spanish. So there were times I was just like, "See," like, you know what I mean? But
I think it was Action Bronson that said the best or the only way that you can truly learn Spanish is to spend time in a Mexican
Being immersed.
kitchen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In the back of a Mexican.
That's one way to do it for
That's how
sure.
you do it.
But honestly, by the end of the week, I was just like, my ear was starting to kind of like get tuned
Yeah.
to it, and I was starting to understand a lot more.
So do you think the apps are doing?
The apps definitely helped, but it's just
Yeah.
like my confidence in responding in like a quick way. Like I basically sounded like I was slow, basically. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey.
But
That's good.
But it definitely inspired me to keep practicing.
Yeah.
Because if I'm gonna go back there again,
Might have to
like,
get it
when I got back there again, there, bro. Like I want to be a little bit better. Like I want to be able to hold my own.
Yeah.
Honestly, everybody was saying that my accent is like really good. It's just like now, just working on the vocab basically, and like the
Right.
grammar and all that shit.
Spanish is like what they're top 3 most spoken
Yeah.
languages around the world.
I think it's like what do you call it? Spanish, Chinese, and
Yeah, Mandarin.
English, and then I think like the Punjab or Hindi, or I forget what the Indian language is, but yeah. But yeah, so shout out like our caballeros de Colombia that were there with us to kind of like hold it down in terms of like ordering food, just like asking for general shit.
Yeah.
There was one point where Jaime got so fucking like, because we were on the go, man. Like it's the first few days was literally jam packed, where it felt like 3 days worth of activities packed into one day. You know what I mean? So, and then Jaime was like kind of like low key like a tour guide for us, where we would be asking him random shit. So there was one point where it's like clearly we all needed naps. We were all kind of just like we were low on fuel. You know what I mean? And we were actually on our way back to the hotel, or to our B&B, and we were buying like some detergent. We had to like buy some shit for our place, right? So Austin was just like, first off, Austin started it off by asking him shit like, yo, Jaime, like, do they speak English here? Like, do they get taught English here in school? Like, basically just asking questions that like
shit.
Jaime would not fucking really know about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, like what's the school system here like? Like shit like that, right? But then there was one point where we were buying detergent. I don't know, maybe it was one of those moments where you had to have been there because we were dying, bro. But there was one point where Jaime clearly needed a nap, and we were buying detergent, and we were trying to choose like which detergent to like buy, right? Because some of the like America, dude, that's the other thing. Anything imported is fucking expensive.
Oh, for sure.
Crazy expensive.
Someone has to give an arm and a leg to
Dude,
get that shit there.
Generally, like food was pretty fucking cheap. But if you buy like imported liquor, for example, like if you buy like a cocktail, it's like $15. If it's so basically like Toronto prices.
So
right?
you had no advantage.
When it comes to
Canadian dollar had
unless
nothing.
you're buying like
Local
aguardiente,
shit.
like which is like their moonshine, right? Like if you were buying anything that's like Patron or
bag of
like,
chips,
well, there weren't too many bag of chips for American. But anyway, so point being like. We wanted to buy the cheaper one, obviously, and then we kept asking Jaime like which one, and he's just like, "Bro, I don't know, man. I wash my clothes in Canada." And we were all just dying. I'm like, "Yo, you need a nap, bro."
I didn't sign up for this. I'm not getting paid to be these motherfuckers tour guides.
So that happened, and then we ended up going back to. So now we bought it. And then even at the fucking at the self checkout, Jaime just like rage quit. He's like, "Yo, like honestly, you're on your fucking own, bro." So and this whole time, like I'm like I didn't match that like anger. I was just laughing. I was just laughing it off, right? I'm like, "Bro, you chill out, bro. Like
That's
relax.
hilarious.
It's not that deep." You know what I mean?
Oh,
And, like, so obviously,
but it's also probably like hot as hell too.
no, not really. It wasn't even that. It was just, bro. Honestly, like we were on fumes, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like we would be up until like 5, 6, and then we would have to be up by like 7, 8 to like do these like excursions and shit, right?
Oh, yeah.
So very limited on sleep the first few days,
Yeah.
right? But so that happened, and then we wait for the Uber, and then to take us back to the B&B. Turns out that Ryan, or like Meg, basically forgot his bag at the restaurant, and as soon as Meg realized it, Jaime is just like, "I'm not going back," because we're in the Uber at this point, right? So I'm just like, "Don't worry, bro. I'll hold it down." You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna make Meg go back by himself and do it. Like Meg's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So for the viewers, Meg is like he's a big dude. Like he's jacked first of all, and like the pastiest of like pasties, bro. Like
And he's got that red hair.
he's got that red hair, and like he looked like a
Gringo.
tomato after the first day because like we're out in the sun, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, yo, don't worry, I'll hold it down. I'm gonna go back with Mech. So finally, we end up getting like, you know, we found his bag. Like, so Mech was kind of panicking. I'm like, Mech, relax, bro. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm thinking like he had his passport in there or whatever, but he didn't. But so we ended up finding his backpack. We go back to the spot. Jaime's still awake. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, you're still awake, right? He's just like, yo, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to snap at you earlier. I just needed some rest. I'm like, yo, Jaime, don't worry, bro. It's not
A grown child.
Deep, bro. It's not that
A
deep.
6-foot child.
Yeah, no.
I just needed my nap.
Well, honestly, like, you know me, I could get like that too.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I
course.
mean, everybody could get like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it wasn't that deep. But so that was just one of the like funny moments that happened. But as far as like, so there was one point. I don't know if you've ever seen clips, and maybe we could bring it up actually. Go to like YouTube and then search Medeillin bike night or something like that.
Oh my!
This is something that I saw like a few months ago, and I'm just like, fuck, I want to do this because there are sections of like the highways that I think they closed down. So no, Medeillin night ride highway or something like that. Yeah, just do night ride. Bro.
I can't tell you.
Oh my god. That's actually the area that we're at. Yeah. No. Do like fuck. Medeillin bike. Yeah, see that that third one? No, on the right. Yeah, the short. Yeah, that one. So I saw like something like this like months ago. Like look at the city. Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's pretty cool, right?
That's dope.
So we were talking to our Uber about it, or one of our Uber drivers about it. Like that's so fucking cool, man. Look at that. This first off, like so that's the thing. Like the city's kind of like in a delta, almost like a not a canyon, but like you can see like obviously it's in a little bit lower, and then there's higher there's areas that are a little bit higher up that you can see a lot of really cool like viewpoints of the night.
Those roads are just for bikes and not.
No, they close it down. It's actually I think it's for cars, but they
Yeah.
close it down. It's like just like how they do at Lakeshore,
Yeah,
you know, in the
Gardner.
summer.
Yeah,
But look at that. Look at the vibes. You know what I mean?
that's amazing.
So we were telling our Uber driver about this, and then he's just like, "Oh, like," and then we were also asking him for recommendations for food, and then he's like, "Oh, like if you want like a good restaurant with a nice view, check out this place called Ritual." And bro, just have like it was like an entourage moment where like it was just the boys. We went to the sick ass spot, sick food, amazing, immaculate like views of the city at night.
Yeah,
So that was actually the night before the actual wedding. And the wedding itself was also like higher up in the city. So you could see like a nice view of the city both during the daytime. And literally like just the way that it went down is that like they had the ceremony outside just overlooking the city. And then at night it just lit up. And they were just like and like the thing is the venue had like this big open space or this big like opening that opened up to the view. So like we're basically like jamming and partying with like a crazy view of the city off to the side,
yeah.
and just amazing nights. Just really cool place, man. It was actually pretty cool in the sense that like there's so many like activities and whatnot to do. So one of the things that we checked out was this place called Guatapé, and it has like this massive rock with like I think like something like 700 steps or something like that, and huge like man-made lake surrounding it. Apparently like they tore down this one town to make room for this man-made lake so that they could get hydroelectricity. So they put up a dam. And I don't know, we probably would have to look at this up to verify it, but I think if I remember correctly, like something like half the country's power comes from that dam.
What?
Yeah. So even though it's kind of sad that town got sacrificed to make way for this man-made lake to have this dam, like obviously I think it's like if it is really half of the
Yeah.
country's power, I think it's kind of worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. So all in all, amazing trip. Definitely want to go back. Definitely like just inspiring in terms of just in the language part, even from a business standpoint, because bro, like Jose's cousin has this sick setup in the middle of the city where he basically opened a restaurant, and below which serves like traditional Colombian food, really good. And then below that is and actually you could probably look it up. Search La Tradicion Medeillin.
Yeah, you gotta help me with the spelling.
LA Tradition with a C instead of a T. Yeah, Medeillin. Exactly. This is it. So this is Jose's cousin spot, and so it's literally right beside the hotel that everyone was staying at. So we were here constantly. We were actually here for like a pre-wedding mixer, which fucking vibes were immaculate for that. Dude, I don't know if you saw on my story, but like they had Jose had
like a party.
mariachis
Yeah.
come through.
Yeah.
Bro, yo, Jaime was just like he came in rush and found me. He's like, yo, they're taking requests. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I go in. I'm like, yo, you gotta play fucking that
was
song.
you,
You
eh?
gotta play that song, bro. You know which song I'm talking about.
You busted out your spot.
Soy un hombre muy honrado, bro. Yeah, man. So yo, once they did that, oh my god. And then they play like I
brought
say,
the building down.
bro. Yeah, no, it was such vibes. But yeah, so it was really inspiring even from a business sense because yo, like his cousin's like your age, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so he partnered. I think he has partners, and basically he so the restaurant is up top. Below that, there's a barber shop, and then outside is a car wash. So 3 businesses on one compound.
Woo!
And he's just killing it, bro.
Yeah.
He's killing it. So I'm just like, bro, like, gotta run something like this in Cuartero, bro.
In Cuartero,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, dude. Because I think, but we could talk about that after. But all this to say is just inspiring. You know what I mean? It was an inspiring trip. I love those trips where I come back and I'm just like energized, re-energized, and just inspired to like keep killing it. You know what I mean? It's so like really charge the batteries in that sense. You know? Because sometimes, especially when you get deep in the sauce of like just grinding for a long time without kind of like surfacing for air, like the way that I did this past week, you kind of get lost in the sauce sometimes, and you kind of forget. And that reset was so well needed, man. Like that, like it's something that I'm kind of re-energized to like come back and keep killing it, but also kind of just reset the goals a little bit and kind of do a build a reflection of like what I want to do for the next, I don't know, next few months.
Yeah, that's something that I've learned about traveling too, like the value at least, because for me, and especially I think the first trip that really started that off, that I really had exactly what you said, was the most recent trip that we went with our family to the Philippines, like that big ass family trip where all of us went.
Yeah.
And before that, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I'd never really had traveling as kind of like a big thing that I value, that I wanted to do, like traveling to go see different places. Like I see like the merit behind it and why other people would want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that was a trip where I actually had that perspective change. That perspective change, but just also the perspective of coming back and being like, damn, like that was like a good refresher.
Mm-hmm.
Perspective has shifted in the sense where, being able to look back and actually see, like, actually have like a different understanding of where we actually came from, and why it was so important for me to go on that trip in the first place, and how that 2 weeks just as a refresher, just to, like the analogy you said, just that reset, put your head up, above the water, I guess, was so fucking valuable. And so coming back from that, it was like I wanted to just go. And so I had that as well from this recent trip that I did to Newfoundland, where I had that perspective reset. I felt that I got that in the but it was kind of different this time, because that one was a trip where it was just high activity, high pace the whole time for 5 days, and I was just like, yo, like I could fucking, like, I'm down to run this even when we get back. And so like as soon as we got back too, like all the guys as well that I went on that trip with, Started banging out those Strava reps and started running like no breaks, nothing. Just as soon as we landed, just getting back after it, getting back on the grind. And so, yeah, I think that newfound perspective on traveling and the value that it has in my life and just in general, I think I would recommend it to anyone. Like, just, even like a short 1 week trip where you're actively doing something every single day in a different country, and you don't have to worry about your Outlook. You don't have to worry about your email, Teams, Slack messages. It's so important, man.
That's definitely something I was really bad at when I was first traveling, was like checking in, because I don't know, man, I'm kind of neurotic when it comes to my inbox. Like, I like to keep it organized. I don't like to have like too many like unread messages or whatever. So I used to be the guy that would like take work to vacation with me and like block like an hour every day to just like, do work, whatever. But the thing is, what ended up happening is your body's physically there at whatever destination that you're at, but your mind's back home still.
Right.
So you never really have that kind of reset, because you're constantly thinking about what's going on back here, right? And over the years, I just became better about, you know what? If y'all can't survive without me for the next week, 2 weeks, we got bigger problems. We got bigger fish to fry when I get back, right?
Yeah.
So now, like this past week, I saw emails coming in. I'm like, I'll take care of it when I get back. I'll take care of it when I get back.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, at the very Philippines always did that for me.
Yeah.
Always, because it really reminds you. Like, for me, I take it as, man, I've come so far with what we've done here in Canada. Why not go even for let's see what other level that we can take this to. I always come back from a trip to the Philippines with that, right?
Yeah.
But it's not always the case when it comes to other trips outside of the Philippines, because Philippines is like in your face. It's like, shit, this is how my family is living here. I want to like kill it so much so that when I come back, like I could help elevate everybody else. You know what I mean? To the best of our abilities. Whereas, if you visit like another city, whatnot, it's not always the case that I come back with that feeling of like inspiration, that feeling of like appreciation and gratitude, right? But definitely this one, like, dude, just being part of a wedding of like one of your closest friends, and see like I used to resent friggin' weddings. I hate I'm not always the biggest fan of going to weddings, because it's like a whole fucking commitment of like sometimes 2 days, at the very least one day, a whole day where you're just not doing anything else but that wedding, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've kind of changed my perspective on that. It's like a celebration of life. It's a celebration of love. It's a celebration of family and unity, right? And kind of seeing like Jose's family and Michaela's family kind of getting together, and like the friends that they chose to surround themselves with. Beautiful thing, man.
Yeah,
it's really fucking inspiring. And really glad to have been part of it. Again, so like I said, like, it's not every trip outside of the Philippines anyway. Philippines, every single time I always come back feeling inspired, but it's not always every trip that like outside of the Philippines that I feel kind of this inspiration. But this one definitely, like, I'm ready. I'm fucking so amped to just fucking, get ready, get back into it, get back on the grind.
Yeah, brother. I think it depends on what you do. There's two broad categories that I just thought of right now, and maybe I'm kind of off with this, but let me know your thoughts. I think the first category is like more of an artificial trip, where you're doing everything is all scheduled. You got a tour guide, and it's just, exhibit A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z, and you really don't have like a day where you just sit and like you embrace wherever the hell you are. So I think of like Instagram trips, like people, the way they flaunt traveling on Instagram and social media, where it's all about just like the view and stuff like that, and just the artificialness of it. And then there's the part two of it, or the second type of trip, is more like based on around like friendship, family, togetherness, and like this last trip to Newfoundland, that was like just a boys trip where we but not just a boys trip where we just got drunk and fucking just got after it that way, but it was like a fitness kind of like
Yeah.
escape. You know what I mean? Like we traveled or we hiked 70 kilometers in total. Like every single day, it was like a hike up,
Right.
and seeing these crazy views in Newfoundland. But that kind of brought us closer in the fact that like it wasn't just like we were there to see shit, like to see museums or to have like or just to taste food, which that has a lot of value in itself too. But I think that like the reason why trips like the Philippines and that one in particular and this one for you, um, you have that perspective change because of like the shit that you do when you're there. For sure, has to be.
I think, I mean, to each his own. Everybody finds value and enjoyment out of whatever they find value and
Yeah, yeah,
enjoyment in. So even if it is like for me, I love going to museums. I love learning about other cultures. I love learning about
yeah.
the food and whatnot. And I could still come back from a type of trip like that feeling super inspired, right? But I think maybe the way that I would differentiate it is
Probably the people you go with.
I think definitely the people who you go with, but I mean, our Mexico trip, for example, I didn't come back feeling like super
No,
inspired or anything like that.
me
But
either.
the sort of the what the value of that trip was just a reminder, especially for me, you, Steven, and Hubert, of like these are our guys. These,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I
true.
like those. These are really like bonds that I want to continue to water. You know what I mean? So it's It's not. It's kind of more for that particular trip. It was kind of just reinforcing that more than anything, as
Right.
opposed to it being inspiring. Didn't really learn much about Mexican culture aside from maybe going to what was that like temple that we went to, right? Where so I guess I don't know. There's not really a point to be made. I think it's more so just like you get what I find really travel is like if you it's eye opening on the one hand. You learn about other cultures. You learn about and sometimes you learn about yourself and what's valuable to you. And I think that's a good reminder in that. And sometimes you need something like that to take you out of the normal rat race that we have here back home,
Yeah.
to kind of actually take that time to reflect and whatnot. And to your point, I think what you're getting at as far as like all these activities stacked is sometimes you're kind of just like you don't have that moment to actually do that when you're on a trip like that. When you're just constantly like one thing after the other after
Yeah.
the other after the other, right? I used to be guilty of it when I first started traveling, like for personal purposes, like stacking too much shit in one day. And then now what would end up happening is like, oh, if I didn't get one or two of those things, I would feel kind of down. I'd be like, ah, fuck, I didn't do that. I wanted to do
Yeah.
that. So what I learned now is just like, okay, pick 3, 4 things that you for sure you want to do. Everything else should be just like
Vibes.
vibes. Do a vibe check.
Stare at the sky or
Yeah,
something.
and the best, and the best, in my opinion, the best way to travel. I mean, some people would disagree with me on this, but is if you have a local there with you, somebody that actually knows that, like the thing or two about the place that you're at. You know what I mean? To show you, like,
Right.
hey, that's some touristy shit. Avoid that. You don't worry about that. This is the shit that you want to kind of like focus on, type of deal. You know?
Mm.
I mean, not to say it's not to say that there isn't value in just going off by yourself and experiencing the city by yourself. And there's definitely a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's not coming to me right now. Where it's just like when you don't plan something. What's the word?
Ooh. Improvised.
Not improvised, but it's just like
On a whim.
no, fuck, the autism showing right now. But you don't really allow for things to organically
Yeah, there you
happen
go.
sometimes when you plan shit too much.
Truth.
So that's what I
Word of the day.
find. Yeah, that's what I find like over the years is like, okay, when you go somewhere, just have 2, 3, maybe 4 things that you for sure like. As long as you do those, you're gonna be happy to walk away
Yes.
with, and everything else should just be like, okay, what's the feeling of right now? You know what I mean? Like what?
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. That is for at least for me going forward. That's how I want to organize my trips. because that's exactly what my Newfoundland trip was. There was like 4 or 5 hikes that we for sure wanted to do, but then there were a couple of days where we were just like, man, what should we do today? And I think those days where you have on a trip where it's like, what should we do today? You know, where you're able to just vibe it out.
Exactly.
See, you know,
see what restaurants that you want to check out.
there's something, you know.
Talk to the Uber driver about like, hey, what recommendations do you have? And shit like that, you know.
Yeah, I think those you should have. You should plan to have a couple of days, wherever you go, whatever kind of trip format or whoever you're with, where you have what should we do kind of days, you know, where it's not planned, things can just happen organically. You just walk down the street, because that's the beauty of of going to places like Colombia or like a different country in general. Is like you walk down the street as a complete foreigner, anything could happen, bro. It's one of the main reasons why, like, man, we went down to like King Street West last night, just me, Steven, and Hubert, because we thought that it was our homie Steven's birthday this past weekend, or like a day. I don't know why I thought it was a day after yours, but we thought it was his. Oh, okay.
Nina's is June 14th.
Right. So I greeted him. It's funny because I greeted him like I think last weekend, and he was like, "Thanks."
Though.
He was like, "Thanks, guys." He didn't say anything about it though. But then I talked to him about it yesterday. He's like, "Oh, so like, what did you do? What did you actually do for your birthday?" And he was like, "Bro, my birthday is not until like the 29th."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
I thought we were here celebrating your belated birthday, but we are early. Anyway, so I thought that was funny. We went to Queen. We just went bar hopping on King Street West, and there was a few people that we met that were from different places like Florida. Yeah. There's a person from Mexico too that we met that were just there on like a Saturday night. But man, like it's just walking down a street like that, like anything could happen. Like walking down King Street West, anything can happen, bro. You can come across some motherfucker that's from the opposite side of the world, and they're just there for the day.
So you're like at Liberty Village?
King Street West is more like in the core. They're not. It's that Liberty.
Yeah, so
Liberty is more
after Spadina. Before Spadina.
Before Spadina.
Okay, okay.
You know how that really populated. You know, with there's like a strip where there's like one club where you turn into. I don't even know if it's a club. It might be a restaurant, but there's like really nice cars all the time. And it's like
Is it a hotel?
No. You know, remember where Roxy is? Roxy on King? That billiard spot?
Oh, anyway, yeah. It's near the financial
district. If you just keep going down.
Yeah.
That might be actually.
It's right before Liberty.
Yeah. Right before Liberty.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's, like having a day while you're on your trip to have like days where you could just vibe it out and go down to King Street West. You know what I mean? Is anything could happen that night. And that's where the most exciting shit can possibly happen.
Yeah, dude. Just this whole trip is just inspiring from like a business standpoint, from a language standpoint, because I definitely want to keep practicing my Spanish. And just I want to go back for sure.
100%. We'll go. You go back.
Yeah, you trying to go to fucking Cartagena later this year, bro?
Maybe. We shall.
Dude, because I want to get I want to get some tats. That's the other thing is like getting tattooed down there is so much cheaper than back here. Yeah, dude. Like I think we got quoted for 2 days, full days, which is probably like depending on the tattoo artist here, it's anywhere from $5 to $10,000 for 2 whole days to book a tattoo artist here. There, it's under a G. So if you want, for example, a whole like sleeve, it's cheaper for you to pay for your flight, pay for your B&B, pay for your tattoos, to go to Colombia, than it is to just get your tattoo down here.
Right.
So not only do you get your full sleeve, but you got a trip out of it too.
Ooh.
As opposed to just getting a sleeve down here.
That is a great offer.
I think I want to get a bataning, bro.
Yeah.
I want to get a bataning tatted.
Do it.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
Just tribute tattoo with him in his hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him in his
dude. That'd be sick.
That'd be kind of sick, right? Exactly.
It's like working the rice fields, bro.
Just a fucking portrait, bro.
Yeah.
Just a portrait of the man, and then I was thinking about having like the rice right beside him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
that'd be sick. Just like down your shoulder all the way to your arm.
I was thinking either like inside or here, or I don't know. I would have to consult with like the tattoo artist to do it.
Fucking down to get a tat like that. Don't know if my eczema ass arms can vibe with it.
Something that you could vibe check with the tattoo artist for sure.
God damn, though, it's good to be back.
Yeah, man. So what else happened?
Good to
What
be
else?
fucking back.
So did you get to do any training this week or what?
Oh hell yeah! Training's in full swing. We're still,
Muay Thai,
doing our
Jiu-Jitsu.
shit. Jiu-jitsu, running, bro. It's been hot this past week, man. But running has been good. Banged out a couple halves. The past couple of weeks.
Actually,
Yeah.
halves.
Oh yeah.
My
Half.
boy.
Yeah. I don't run anymore without doing at least 10K.
What's your? Oh, dude, you're pretty much ready then.
Yeah. I think so. I think I could bang out the 40. It's
Yeah,
just
you could
like
probably
I'll
bang
probably
it out.
be out of
It's gonna
commission
be
for a
fucking
week.
pain. Yeah.
It's gonna be painful, but yeah, I could definitely bang it out.
Opium.
Yeah.
I think I could bang it out right now too, but it would be fucking painful for sure.
Yeah. But my pace is around like
6.
5 to 6.
That's
Anywhere
pretty
5 to 6.
fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think for the 10K I do like I'm just over 5.
How about swimming? How's the?
I haven't been doing any swimming. I haven't
Neither
even
have
signed
I.
up yet. Have you?
Neither have I.
We
should, because honestly, I think there's limited spots.
Fuck.
Yeah,
I haven't been doing any swimming though, but that's the triathlon's coming up. That's going to be coming up before the marathon.
dude. Small world, by the way. So Jose's friends, because Jose's a little bit younger, right? I think he's like he's a year younger than you, I think.
2 years, yeah.
2 years, yeah, yeah. So one of his boys, his name's Nick, and he actually flew from Italy
Yeah.
because during COVID he moved to Italy, and he's been working there for the past like 2-3 years. So he flew from Italy to go to Colombia, and then just got to talking or whatever. I'm just like, he's like, oh, what high school did you go to? He's just like, oh, Gonzaga. I'm like, oh, say word, I went to fucking Gonzaga, right? He's like, oh, what year were you? So I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm 89. He's like, oh, I got a brother that's 90. I'm like, who's your brother? He's like, it's Chris. I'm like, say word, Chris is your brother. So it's a lot of those kind of moments. There's a
Yeah.
few times that happen. I'm like, holy shit. Turns out that his brother is like from this crew that I really I fuck with back in high school, whatever. I kind of lost contact with those guys, but it's all love with those guys still. It's not like I lost contact because of over some beef or whatever. Just over the years, right? Just
Filipino
life.
guys?
No, so like that.
Oh, Italy, yeah, sorry.
No. He's not even Italian. I
Oh.
don't even remember what he is, to be honest with you. I think he's like some sort of Arabic. I don't remember, bro, but I'm pretty sure they're Christian. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're like Egyptian or something like that,
Yeah.
or even Lebanese. But yeah, like, dude, like Jose's friends, man, are fucking solid dudes, solid lads, good laughs with the guys. We actually ended up watching some of the Euros when we were there too together.
Yeah.
But just in general, like Jose's brother-in-law Chris is a 19-year-old kid, just like half autist, like definitely gonna be a funny addition to the crew.
Yeah.
Because we were telling him like, you gotta come to Jits, right? Because Jose's been telling me like, oh, I've been trying to get him to come train or whatever, right? So we convinced him to like come and train now. So he's gonna start training apparently next week. So we were telling him like, yo, if you don't fucking show up the next week after you're back, we're gonna come to your house. We know your family.
Knock on the door.
we all know your family now. Like this, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna drag you to the gym. And he's one of those guys. It's funny because he's kind of like, I don't know if you remember how Jose was back in those days, but Jose was a bit of a wild boy.
Like, wild cat.
Yeah, he's a wild cat, right? And it was just watching how Chris was kind of like operating. I'm like, bro, this guy is basically Jose back in the day.
Yeah.
So it was cool, man. And so yeah, I think a couple of the guys are gonna come train. One of the guys actually lives in Burlington.
Sick.
And he was talking about coming in and trying it out. Told him like, yo, I'll give you a free month. Just come through. You know what I mean? And even
100%.
after that, once you start paying, I'll give you a nice deal. You know?
Woo!
But yeah, man. So that's that. Glad to be back for sure. But I feel like I'm gonna have some withdrawals over the next couple of days. But
Nah, fuck that, bro.
But I'm back, baby.
Bro,
I'm
just
ready
happy
to
be
fucking.
back.
I'm ready to hit the ground running. Dude. I'm so
Grinding.
looking forward to getting training in today.
Yes, sir.
Maybe depending on the weather, if the weather's agreeable, get a run in today, and then just sweat it all out. Sweat out all the toxins because, bro, this past week is the most I've drank in a long time.
Yeah, did you get blackout drunk?
No, not blackout. Dude, the last time I got blackout was with you. I don't know if you remember in Mexico. I actually remembered. I remember some of my blackout day, but I don't know if you remember. You and I
later
had a fucking moment by the cafe, we had our typical like.
Oh yeah, like
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that,
Of course.
bro? I remember being just fucking crying.
Yeah, same. I don't even know how that came up.
So my brother and I, for the viewers that are watching this, my brother and I, we have this fucking habit. And it was that actually
It is a habit.
Our sister fucking makes fun of us all the time about it because she's the one that called it out. She's like at one point in time, always, whenever you two are drinking, you're gonna find each other and you're gonna start hugging each other, telling each other how much you love each other, that you would do anything for each other.
100%.
I'm like, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? So that was actually the last time I got blackout, and then it was just so randomly. Like, I don't remember where I was or what I was doing, but I just remember, and I'm like,
shit.
because legit, bro, like that day, that drinking moment, the only thing I remember was like taking the last few shots, and then I just black out from there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just dinner. I don't even remember how I got up to the room. It turns out that we got taken to our room by the boys.
Yeah.
But just randomly, I remembered, oh yeah, I remember crying, hugging my brother, doing our typical fucking like sentimental, like I love you, like yeah, I'm gonna kill people for you, like that type of shit. You know what I mean?
So in the head.
Exactly, bro. So yeah, no, that was the last time. But honestly, just like it was just more so every meal was with drinks, and then especially like the first night. We went out, we had like way too much fucking liquor. Dude, it was so funny because like Mech's stomach was not agreeable, and mine honestly wasn't either the first couple of days.
Food?
Yeah, well, not necessarily to the food. I think it had a combination to do with like the altitude,
right?
Maybe a little bit of the water, and also Mech has a very like set routine back home, and he doesn't really kind of stray off of that. So I think there's a little bit of that going on.
Right.
I don't think he was doing himself any favors drinking as much as he was doing either. But there was one moment, bro. Mech has it in him, bro. And what I mean by that is just that when he fucking farts, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's a room clearer. So picture this. The club's like this kind of like rectangular shape, and then surrounding it, there's a DJ booth over here. Surrounding it, like on the edges, are like the booths. So we had one section of booth here. There's one section here, one section here, and one section here. So we take the middle section right here, right? So there's one moment, like, and my stomach's already like.
Wait, was this wedding day?
No. This was the first night that we arrived. So you have to remember that we had a long trip over there, and it was a red eye. So meaning like we got to the airport. Oh, sorry, our flight left at like midnight, and we arrived at like 7, 8. Right, so we barely got any sleep. I mean, I got some sleep. Like Austin and Meg got no sleep on that flight. But so we had dinner, went out, and dinner was just not agreeing with me. One of the liquors that I had a shot of was just fucking, it just murked my stomach. So I honestly didn't really enjoy that first club night just because I was battling demons, bro. I was just trying to hold it together. You know what I mean? So at one point, bro, all I smelled was just this rancid, like somebody died, fucking like very respectable.
Yes.
Respect.
Respect.
Like, game respect. Like, game recognize, like real recognize real.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
God damn. This
Yeah, it was one of those like
crazy, bro.
Damn.
Crazy. So, bro,
This is
everybody, I start gagging. I almost yacked on a couple of the guys. And it was one of those things where I had to make like a game time decision. It was 3 options: either hold it down as hard as I can, or run to the washroom, which I would have had to. It was a packed club, right? And we're on the other side. Like, so remember how I was telling you it was a rectangular, right? On the other side of the washrooms. So I would have to cut through either 2 other booths or right through the crowd, right? And on the way, like, bro, if I yak on a local here, I might fucking get killed. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Dude, like Mao finished telling me, he's like, yo, somebody farted on the subway, and like, so he told this story to his grandma, and his grandma was telling, yeah, last week somebody farted on the subway, and they got beat up.
No way.
Got beat up with sticks, not even fizz, with sticks, bro.
Yo, that's crazy.
So I like, bro, like,
imagine getting your ass beat in Toronto.
Exactly, just for farting. Exactly, it was literally that, right? So it's so funny because like I'm gagging at this point. So it's either I go through or I find a small like dark corner in the booth to yak over there. I'm like, that's not a good fucking move either, because now everybody's gonna have to deal with that smell of yak in the fucking booth. I'm gonna be the guy that ruins the first fucking night of Jose and Michaela's, like, you know what I mean, wedding. Like, fuck that. So I'm like, hold it together, bro. It took every like ounce of willpower that I had.
Your hand on someone's shoulder.
Yeah, no, dude. What there's like, there's a couple of guys where I like they saw me like, it was just like, dude, I was gagging, and you know me, I don't fucking just like I could hold it down pretty well, right?
Oh, you're on the cusp of black.
I was on the no, not even, dude. I wasn't even that drunk. I was just, my stomach was fucked.
Oh, so you were like,
I was basically sober.
Oh my god,
I was basically sober, bro.
That's hilarious.
Basically sober. So I like, it was just like.
So how'd you confirm it was Meg that let?
So check this out, bro. So you know Mao, right? Mauricio, one of the guys.
Oh
yeah. So he's just like, bro, sorry guys. Da, 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 da. I'm like, Mao, bro, holy fuck, you don't realize how close to fucking me yakking on you was, right?
Wait, why was he apologizing?
So check this out. So it turns out, because Meg doesn't know. Meg doesn't really know anybody aside from us, right? Yeah. So he turns out that he told Mao. He's just like, yo, Mao, bro, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to take this one for me. So he had Mao take the blame for the fart.
No.
And Mao's baby mom was just like, I can't believe you fucking did that, right? So eventually, Meg feels bad for asking Mao to like take the fucking hit. So now Meg's like owning up to it, and then bro. Literally,
is this still at the club?
While I'm gagging, bro, everyone's clearing the fucking booth out. He cleared 3 booths. Everybody was like this, like like this, like running away, bro.
Yo, that's hilarious.
There were 3 booths that literally got cleared out because of, and that's why we were just laughing about it. I'm like, yo, like,
no,
yeah, it was one of those. Everybody was like this, bro. Everybody was like, I was like this, right? So yo, because the thing is, the booths had like railings, right? So picture this, like the DJ booth here, railings, and then booth. And then the main crowd,
they were
in the
hopping
middle,
over
right?
the railings,
dude. So there was openings on the railing, so people would clear out to go into the main crowd. I'm over here in the railing, like, so people down here in the main room, like, what the fuck, like, what the fuck?
Oh shit! So you were close. Hey, was anyone helping you at this point,
dude? No, well, not really. What are they gonna do to fucking help me? They just kept like, yo, are you good? Are you good? I'm like, no, bro, I'm gonna fucking yak, bro. Yo, honestly, they're just like, yo, are you good? Are you good? Like, a couple bro, my god, man. So that was a fucking so that happened, and then
yo, you're the king of that, bro. I still remember sometimes that story of when you were at that one club just outside the theater. And you had to walk home that day,
bro. Yeah, when I jacked all over myself. Yeah, that was amateur days, bro. That was amateur days. That was before the league, bro. That was before the main league. That was crazy, bro. That was like near AMC at the time.
Yo, that
was fucked.
That was a.
It was one of those where I'm just like at the bar. I'm like. And yo, the thing is, I'm having a conversation with people over here. I'm trying to keep it together, and they didn't even know that I yacked. Yeah. Because all I did was like, oh. Yeah. So what happened was, yo, something about yakking in the club, bro. It's just, I don't know what it is, man. It's just like, that's a fuck situation.
It's such a liberating thing,
so
being the person that's doing the deed.
So just to complete that fucking story, that happened like maybe fucking, I don't know, man. I must have been like 21, 22
just
or something.
Reached
like that.
legal drinking age or something.
Yeah, and we drank like a whole fucking like bottle of Captain what's that rum called? Fuck.
Captain
Morgan, yeah, bro. And it was one of those where it's just like the night was a crispy cold night. And then something about changing the environments. Like once you go into the club, like I was fine outside. As soon as I go in, it's like this heavy, humid fucking
vertigo.
Brother, it was fucked. And then my stomach started bubbling. I meet up with I see some of my friends that I recognize, start talking with them all of a sudden, bro. Like I'm having a conversation with them. And it just there was like little to no warning.
Yeah.
I just feel
it just comes up. There's something.
So what happened was I'm like, no, I can't do this, bro. So I go upstairs to the fucking bathroom. I look at myself. Turns out that I missed. I thought I was in the clear. I thought I got it all on the floor. Bro, I was wearing a white shirt and a jacket. All I see is just fuck.
You thought you were was sick with
I
it.
thought I was sick with it, bro. And then I'm like, yo, can I kind of fucking mango? So there were chunks. So I'm like fucking breaking chunks off. So I'm like, yo, this is not happening right now. I gotta go home. I zip up my jacket, go home, bro. Fuck.
You walked home too.
No. Wait, what did I do?
I
I'm
think
pretty
you
sure.
walked.
I don't remember. No, I didn't walk. I don't think I walked. I fucking either took a taxi or I don't think Uber was a thing back then. I'm pretty sure I just took a fucking taxi by myself.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah, you're the king of that, bro.
bro.
There's another another recent one that just happened was we went to that show.
Which? Oh yeah,
You're the king of that, bro.
Theo Von, bro.
You saw Theo Von in Toronto and you had an
Oh
episode.
my god, bro. That Parmesan fries fucks me, man.
Yo,
So the Rat King came and visited. He had a show at I think it's called like the Medeillin now. It used to be called the Sony Center or whatever, right?
yeah.
And so me, my brother, and like a bunch of other people, we all met up at the Jackassers on Front and University to just have some pregame, whatever, right? And this is actually before I found out that like when you have Parmesan cheese where it's like already pre-grated, they cut it with all sorts of other bullshit. So I think that's actually what fucked me up, because that was the only thing that I had that nobody else fucking had, because nobody else was fucking sick, right?
Yeah.
So by the time that we were walking towards the venue, my gut was already bubbling. I'm like,
God.
what the fuck, right?
Damn.
So the first opening act, whatever, like I was like, bro, the whole 2 opening acts, I was just keeping it together. I wasn't even talking to anybody. I was just there in my own inner fucking battle, just fighting demons.
What
bro.
is that? Is that like the gag reflex, or like what is that?
I don't know. I was just like, because the thing is, it was threatening 2 fronts. It was threatening coming up from the top. It was threatening coming down from the bottom.
I
Bro.
know.
Yeah, bro. I was fighting battles, bro. I'm telling you. I was getting
sweating.
I was getting flanked. I was getting flanked, bro.
Yeah.
One moment I was like, oh, and then one moment, oh, like bro. So I was fighting fucking. I was getting flanked. Anytime I would address this, like from the front, the next one, I'm like, oh shit. So I was getting murked, bro. So by the time that Theo came up, I'm like, bro, I have to fucking address this. And then bro, I don't know if you noticed, but the whole time I was actually spitting because like before you yak, the salt,
saliva,
your saliva gets salty,
Yeah.
right? It's like your body's reaction, like, okay, you need to get this evil out of you.
Oh,
so it's gonna help you to fucking
So
get
you
it
had
out.
the signs walking.
So I had the sign. No. Already, my gut was like bubbling,
Yeah.
leading up to it. But once we sat down, that's where I'm spitting all the salt. I'm like, fuck, bro.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, dude. That's why I wasn't even talking to anybody at that point. I was literally, when I say I was fighting battles, I was in my own little universe.
Yeah.
Everybody was having a good time. I'm there fucking fighting demons, bro.
So nothing was going through you, eh? No
Yeah.
jokes were hitting at all.
Nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Nothing. I wasn't even enjoying one little bit.
Oh
right?
my god.
So yo, Theo comes up 10 minutes, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta address this. I gotta
this
go
needs
yak,
to be
right?
addressed.
So yo, I make it out the door. As soon as the doors open and I see nobody's around, right to the side,
No.
right on the side of the fucking door. Nobody else is there. Literally, bro. When I say projectile, fam, like it was one of those where it hit the floor and then bounced up,
Yo.
and it bounced up onto the fucking wall.
Yo, it got some fucking recoil on that.
I felt the second one come up. Right as I felt the second one come out, I'm like, I can't do that again. I closed my mouth. It came out of my fucking nose, bro. So now I have all this like stomach acid in my fucking nose. I'm murked. The washroom.
Burning.
Yeah, the washroom is downstairs, right? So it's not even on the main floor. As I'm walking down the stairs, like 2, 3 times, 4 times. By the time I get to the washroom, bro, I didn't need to yak anymore. But because I'm in the washroom now the other side of my body.
Yeah.
I need to take a fucking shit now. So nobody's in the washroom. I go into bro, I was painting the toilet bowl.
Oh my.
It was a fucking battle, bro.
Wow.
So at that point, I'm like, I feel kind of better. I start drinking some of the tap water or whatever. I go back up. I'm just like, and people are noticing, because now people are going to the washroom. People are noticing all the yak and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what happened there, bro? Fully well knowing that it was me. I'm pretending like, who would do that?
What kind of monster?
What kind of fucking asshole would do that, such a thing?
Yo.
What a fucking loser, right?
Oh my
So
god.
I sat back down and like I started sweating and shit. Like I'm like, oh fuck, there's still some more, right? So yo, like maybe like 10, 15 minutes later,
Again.
I go again, bro. Yeah.
Oh
I go
my
and Jaime Jaime actually fucking followed me the first time around, right? But the second time around, I start like as I make my way down, I actually had like because there was very little left in me because I just heaved so much that first time around.
Yeah.
I could actually control like I didn't need to yak like on the way, but I noticed that someone had already cleaned all the yak.
Yeah, because like what? It was maybe 10 minutes later.
It was maybe like 15 20 minutes
10?
later
Right,
or some shit like that. And so people, I guess the cleaners obviously fucking saw it and like they cleaned everything up. And then I went to the washroom and then I just did another few heaves and then I felt way better after that.
And the show was over.
And then the show was fucking over, bro. So I didn't really get to fucking enjoy the show at all. I don't even remember any of the fucking bits, nothing. I remember laughing for a bit of it, but it was just like, fuck it. It was just a battle, bro. It was
Yeah.
rough. And then after that, it was just like, never, I don't know what the fuck it is, but never again with that Parmesan. Like,
Yeah.
when it comes to that Parmesan cheese, bro, unless they grate it in front of you, I ain't fucking having none of that, bro.
Yeah, what could they have put in there?
Dude, apparently, when it comes to the I guess, grated Parmesan cheese, sometimes, bro, it's not uncommon for them to find wood chips and shit cut into it.
Wood chips.
Wood
Just
chips.
from what? Like the thing. That
Wood. Like,
Yeah.
fucking, you know how, like, when you do, like, a saw? Like when you cut wood with a saw and like all like the fucking little
So just from like the
wood shavings?
manufacturing of it.
they would cut it in. Yeah, so look that up. Watch. So search Parmesan
You went down a hole.
grated Parmesan
You were like, what the fuck?
wood chips. I didn't even go into like I just
After the
maybe
fact, 'cause,
maybe
like,
my
that's never happened before. When it came to like you eating.
no. But that was the only thing that I could attribute to the revelation that supposed 100% filler often made from wood pulp. See?
Is there really wood pulp and sawdust in your Parmesan cheese? A food scientist explains the origins of these headlines. The Parmesan cheese you sprinkle on your penne could be wood, and the FDA finds wood pulp in major Parmesan cheese brands. That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
How would it be?
So when it comes to pre-grated shit, don't buy that shit. Always get your Parmesan just fresh and then just grate it yourself.
That is bizarre.
That's the only thing I could attribute me getting sick from. So I was just like, yo, never, ever. Like, that was always my move.
Was it good at least? The thing that you ate?
Not really. I don't remember.
Oh, man. That's tragic.
Now, you have to keep in mind that we were like, I think it was good. I remember it being like, I don't remember it not being good. Because that's always been my play is like I would get fries, get Parmesan cheese, and then garlic sauce on the side. And then basically just make your own garlic fries. Right? So that was always my move at Jack Astor's. Just
Right.
get all the components separately and then throw it in. I don't remember even if they have, they don't have that on the menu, the Parmesan, but they have all the components to make it. So I just would always, it's always been that and like whatever other main meal that I'm going to have.
Right. Damn.
So it's not the first time I had it, but maybe it was just because the fucking cheese was bad or something like that.
Must have been.
That my body reacted that way. But yeah, you're right, man. I've had a few crazy, like either close calls with yakking or actual, like disastrous yakking.
Yeah,
for sure.
You had a pretty good record when it comes to that.
Man, you know what? I'd rather that than like shitting myself. I don't think I've ever shat myself like in public before on a night out.
I've had a few close calls for
Yeah,
sure.
dude.
Just being stuck in traffic
man.
and having to shit yourself is like one of the worst.
That's the
things.
worst feeling, and then you have that fucking sweat going.
Yeah. At some points, bro, like you have to go like this to like stop it. You know, elevate your fucking hips.
Yeah, dude. Like a bunch of the guys had to pull trig a bunch of times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like fucking.
But no one got blackout, eh? Maybe Jaime.
No. If anything, bro, Mao during the mixer is fucking. Mao's a fucking riot, man.
Yeah.
Mao's such a funny guy, bro.
What's the relationship again? Are they cousins?
No. They're just they have the same last name, but they're not related. I don't think. But they're just boys from like high school.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
I don't remember because I went to
not
high
even
school
high school
with
because Mao went to Stephen Lewis. They just had like mutual friends or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Colombians find it, like they're both
They find a
Colombian.
way.
Yeah, they find a way, bro. Yeah. So shout out Colombians, man.
Shout out
You know what I mean?
Colombia.
I have a mixtape. I have a mix or playlist that I created from all the songs that like I heard over the past week. That I'm probably gonna use for the open mat today. So
Fuck yeah, buddy. Revo Jiu-Jitsu, we're back, bro.
we're back, baby.
God damn.
What else happened this week?
Bro, what else happened this week? I mean, while you were gone, too, the Boston Celtics
Oh yeah, fuck.
won the chip.
One of the
To
things
be expected.
One of the things that I saw that was found hilarious is just like the amount of hate that the general NBA fans have for Jason Tatum.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think it all started
He does
from
it to
just how
himself.
corny he definitely does it to
He does it
himself.
to himself.
Especially with like the posting of the Kobe text and whatever. Like that's
Yeah.
so cringe, bro.
Yeah.
And then just the cringe tour continues with like the lack of originality with like his celebrations.
He went on like they're calling it a plagiarism world.
Yeah.
And seeing them side by side with
It's pretty fucking
KG,
egregious. Yeah, it's
Kanye, and
egregious.
Steph. That's tough. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's getting a lot of flack right now, man. I feel for the dude because I'm also not that much of a fan to begin with
Mhm.
for Tatum. Just because, like, I mean, I like his game. I like when his game when it comes to his game. Yes, like I think I'm a fan, but like I think the plagiarism world tour thing. Even before that though, too. Like I thought that the Kobe thing was just like
The Kobe thing was so cringe, bro.
yeah,
Like, okay, do that, but like, why post about it, bro? It's such a call for attention.
exactly. So I mean, it just is what it is. But that the whole plagiarism world tour thing is
Dude,
funny, man.
tomorrow's gonna be
ripped in half.
crazy. Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah,
coming
that's
down
another thing that came
from
that
a
happened.
3-0 deficit.
So I looked that up. The last time that ever happened was in the NHL too, and it was for our championship team,
But
the
the
Leafs.
Leafs did it. I thought it
Leafs
was
did it in 42.
in the finals.
Yeah, in the finals.
I thought it never happened in the finals.
Yeah, it happened in the finals. It
Oh,
happened.
shit.
The Leafs in 42 completed the reverse sweep. It's never happened in the NBA in
Ever.
any round.
In
Ever.
any round. Yeah.
So
Man, I really wanted to see the Mavs take it, but I think
Boston was too strong.
Boston was too strong. Too many tools. Too many.
Their whole
really good
starting
coaching
lineup.
too.
Their whole starting lineup are
Basically all stars.
fucking all-stars.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. I definitely think JB deserved it more than. Well, maybe I'm just because I'm biased towards against JT, but JB. You see how like somebody was posting about how like jealous JT was of JB getting the MVP.
Yeah. I don't
What
know
do
if
you think about that?
much
Because
of
you
that.
follow more than I do. Like it's deserved, right? JB definitely had a better showing.
I think well, the thing with Boston is that they're so balanced that I think we could look up his stat line, but his stat line does not look like the stat line of someone that was like the undisputed finals MVP.
Ah, interesting.
Because just because of how, and that's just a testament to how balanced their team was. So we'll look up Jaylen Brown final MVP. Wait, I think he was like averaging like 21 points or something.
I thought I saw a cool moment between him and Luka, where it's just like, "Yo, you brought the best out of me."
Here you go. The Celtics went on to win the series in 5 games, and Brown was named Finals MVP after averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. So that's a pretty
And you know what, man? I think
pretty average stat line.
This actual series would have been a great argument for a player from the losing team to have won MVP.
Right.
If you look at the fucking if you look at all the stats and the leaders of those stats, like most points, most rebounds, most assists, it's all Luka.
Yeah.
It's all Luka.
But then again, that's because the way the Dallas team
Yeah, they're
was
not as
organized.
balanced.
They're not as balanced.
Yeah,
They're
true.
super front loaded
Yeah.
in their backcourt. Right.
Speaking of which, did you see that there's this kind of like not a movement, but like people are digging into MJ's like old stats and seeing that how much Chicago's apparently Jordan has the most irregularities between home stats versus away stats. It seems that a lot of his home games were padded by the Chicago stat holders. So, for example, some guys went back and like for one of the games where it was supposedly he had like 18, like something like 8 steals or whatever. Turns out he only was responsible for 3 of them. Right. So yeah, the people are going back and seeing some of these old games and seeing that, especially for like those earlier seasons, that a lot of it was padded.
Yeah. That is interesting for sure. There's a lot. Like, who knows how much of that would have been? I'm guessing just for what, like betting at the time, or just
I think betting, just maybe just like fanaticism.
Yeah.
People like apparently like it was
awestruck.
yeah, I don't know, but it's kind of jokes because I mean I think it's right that people are doing it, but it's like people have a lot of time on their fucking hands.
No, it's good. It's yeah, for sure. People, there's the sports world, man. It's like gaming, man. There's some people that are just they spend their whole life looking into shit like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, you like what you like. I think it's interesting, right? Because we have soccer going on, and I was curious last night. I was like, man, why is it that like soccer has the thing when it comes to the clock where it goes past and you have the extra time factored in? It's like there has to be a lot of, because who keeps track of that? The extra time.
It's the refs.
It's the refs, right?
Yeah,
They have a stopwatch.
It's to the ref. It's not even to that degree. It's to their discretion. So
That's the discretion.
it's
right?
all discretion.
Yeah.
It's based on like how much time they stopped as a result of like
Timeouts and stuff.
not even timeouts. It's
Player
like
switching.
like if let's say there's a free kick and there's that like
Yeah.
1 minute of like lingering, like the ref having to figure something out or
Throwing the
whatever.
ball in from the sideline.
Not even that. It's
Oh, really?
not even that. It's like whatever. Like there's a free kick and like people like start contesting whatever. Sometimes that burns like 30 seconds.
Corner
It burns
kicks
like a
too, though,
minute.
too.
Hmm?
Corner kicks as well.
Corner kicks,
right.
like stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
depending on how much time was stopped throughout the play, then the refs would be like, okay, there was about 3 minutes, there was about 4 minutes, there was about 5 minutes.
Yeah, in total.
You usually don't see anything above 5 minutes though.
Right.
Yeah. So
that's like there's what you just mentioned reminds me of that, because there's a lot of discretionary things that happen throughout a game where it could be that aspect of it, it could be the time aspect of it, it could also be when it comes more so to the NBA, like the like fouling.
Yeah.
Also when it comes to the time in the NBA too, like how much time is allotted.
the NBA has the refs get way more involved in the
Way
NBA.
more involved.
Yeah, and there's way more
Their
stoppage
impact
of play.
is way more significant.
They can literally fix games,
Yeah.
and they have in the past.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like look at the most egregious example is Sacramento versus LA, in my opinion.
Really?
Like LA, like the amount of favoritism that the LA had that series is crazy. Have you do you know which one I'm talking about?
Which season?
This was for the championship. No, I think it was for the Western Conference Finals way back when. But it was pretty egregious, just like how much the refs wanted LA to win.
Yeah.
I don't know necessarily if it was for betting reasons, but it's in the league's best interest to have teams like LA, Boston, like these banner teams. Like nobody gives a fuck about Sacramento outside of Sacramento.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from a rating standpoint, it's in the NBA's best interest to have these teams that everybody else watches go into the finals, right?
That's fun to think about, but I wonder how much of that is actually true. Because if it's actually,
I think a lot of it is true.
to a
honestly.
degree, if it's true,
it's
it's
egregious.
Oof.
It's pretty egregious. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, like you think it was just one ref that was
Oh
compromised?
no,
for sure,
no. It was-
for sure more than
yeah.
one. But anyway, I like you want to wrap this up? I gotta
Should we?
fucking.
Like a deuce.
I gotta take a deuce, and I gotta fucking. No, not even. I gotta just blow my nose in general. But did you
We
want
got some
to?
time? Oh no, we can wrap up. Yeah,
I think we have like an hour and a bit, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna fucking call it for the day. So thanks for checking in. But we're good to be back. We're happy to be back. We're gonna get back. We know we have been slipping a little bit with the weekly uploads, and we want to get back on that horse. We will get back on that horse. Training will continue. This pod will continue, and we will strive to become 1% better.
Yes.
Every single episode.
And perhaps. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Until next time.
Until next time.
Love.
All right. Peace.